some of the survey research, I was absolutely blown away with out of the just over 1,000 landlords we interviewed, that 1 in 3 own multiple investment properties. Yeah, right. But I bet that question's hardly ever asked or framed at the start. They just pitch as if it's the person's first. They don't dig deep enough to, because you can treat someone with multiple properties completely different to someone who's doing it the first time. They need their hands held, they need more investment advice about growing that asset opposed to someone that's been in the market a few times. But I guess very little would be done to keep it within the franchise network as well. You know, many people would be multi-franchise, and maybe they're just experimenting and trying different agents to see who's best to maybe move later. But I haven't been across any agency where they offer something to keep it within the franchise network, a referral or a discount or a something to
but even
consolidate.
If it's outside of that, say with the Buyers Agents Network, then we have people in Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth that are technically competitors, but we'll have two-way referral arrangements with.
Yeah.
Because better to give it to a friendly competitor than an unfriendly competitor.
Absolutely.
Who you know is going to do a good job.
Yeah.
But I remember, I'm not sure what happens with C21, Charles, but I remember back in the day when I was with First National, you know, and when we were talking about faxing, you know, we would be faxing off referral forms like multiple times a day. It was a very big thing to do, and it was part of the culture that to identify who an investor was or a vendor was or a purchaser was in another location.
But it's that question. I mean, we have the facility on my real-time platform, so they can lodge a referral automatically. That's not the issue. The issue is asking the question. And you know, there's plenty of times that I've been to offices where they tell me they can't get any business or things are quiet, and within about 5 minutes of looking over some of their old files or recent contracts and calling the owners and asking the question, the business starts to flow again. So it's back to the mentality of the agent, and the majority and the greater majority know what they have to do. But in property management, especially, it's more of an analytical role than it is a sales role. So they don't have that mindset to start with, and that's what causes quite a lot of the problems.
I wonder if tech, and the availability of data, has actually minimised that, or I don't know, taken the necessity. It feels like the innate necessity to work together. If it's actually reduced it, because it was kind of that notion where, oh, you were helping that agency and they would help you. You know, it was just the done thing. Whereas now,
property managers don't even get invited into sales meetings, and that's where the problem starts.
Yeah, not here in the Transform group though, right?
Trent, what's your...
Charles's point's really good. You could have a sales sheet where they've done their open inspection and you hand that over to one person, they don't get a referral out of it, but then you hand it on to someone else and they might get 5. So I think it's a bit down to the person, the training that you provide those people to make sure that
It's an ongoing process, the training, but even then it doesn't happen. And I get called into offices at the last minute where the principals had enough. They just can't make it work. And prior to going to the office, I remember one where I did what we call a DTA, a desktop analysis. Because we operate in real time, I can see every office's performance and right up to date. So I had a look the night before. I recognised a series of market opinions that are marked in our business pipeline that hadn't had any history to them. So when I went to the office that morning, I sat down with the team, and the first thing I did was, I'm going to break protocol, not use the agenda. I'm going to pick up the phone, I'm going to, you point to any one of these market opinions, and I'm going to give them a call for you. The very first one I called was a lady that I said to her, she said, I'm listing my home for sale today, but we wanted to go with Century 21. I said, mind if I ask why you didn't? She said, nobody got back to me. And I said to her, look, if I can send our top salesperson out this afternoon, just to help you make your final decision, would that be okay? And she said, I wouldn't have a problem with that. They listed and sold that property. Now that's the problem with the industry. People are always looking for new business when existing business holds so much for you.
we had an example just like that while I was on holidays. I had a buyer come through to my email, and I was not at work, so I forwarded on to the whole team. One person out of the 14 salespeople rang him. He actually had $1 million property to sell in the area, and he listed it within 2 days. So those other guys just missed the opportunity of ringing and making that call. So it's opportunities, and if they don't pick them up and run with them, and there's no different in sales or PM, you just got to be looking for.
Well, it's like the work that we've been doing around uncovering the opportunities within your organisation. You know, we're talking about what's the marketing plan, you know, how we're bringing people into our businesses, and then it's like, okay, well, that's all great. Let's just have a look at what we've already got that's sitting here screaming out to us to say...
Screaming at the door because we haven't been...
Well, what you were saying earlier is that I get my reports in with the gains and losses, report. And when we lose a management, I have a look at the history and find out why, and if there's no history, I'll call the owner myself. And often I find the answer is they're consolidating. And I want to know why they're not consolidating with us. But that happens so often. Are they consolidating? So the property manager will, are they consolidating? That's a great, that's enough of a response. Well, it's not.